Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing your March 2025 horoscope. So watch this if you're Sagittarius rising, of course, first and foremost. Always start with your rising sign, as we always say, and sun and moon, of course, second and third. Check for your sun, for your moon, see how it resonates essentially. But anyway, Sagittarius, let's get started. Give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And oh my goodness, this is a very interesting month, Sagittarius. There's a lot of focus on your fifth and on your fourth house, especially on your fifth house astrologically, because there's just so much happening. And as we go through this horoscope, you will see what is fifth house. Fifth house is the house of romance, love, creativity, dating, your children as well. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be an important month to make some choices, to make some decisions regarding some of these matters. It's a new beginning, a very big new beginning this month as well, when it comes to, again, all the aforementioned things: children, creative projects, love and dating, falling in love. And I do feel like for a lot of you, you will be very, very focused on that area of your life. You will be very inspired. Life will feel very much like, wow, so much is happening. What do we focus on, so to say, right? So let's talk about all of this, Sagittarius. Before we get started, as always, all the information about everything: personal readings. I currently offer birth chart readings, asteroid analysis, and your chart, very unique reading that I do looking specifically into asteroids, fixed stars, fixed points in your chart, love compatibility reading. And there's also a unique opportunity to study one-on-one with me. It's a special mentorship program where over the course of 10 weeks I teach you astrology from scratch, even if you're an absolute beginner, and through understanding of your own chart, through learning about yourself through the lens of astrology, I teach you some of the most important astrology secrets that I've been doing this since 2012. I want to say that's when I started seriously studying astrology. And yes, it's been a great gift in my life, and it's a big honor for me to teach this now. Again, it's not a group setting, it's a one-on-one, very special option. I don't know anybody who is offering anything like this. Again, it's my undivided attention to you and you only. It's homework, not just live sessions, but also you can email me, ask me questions. So I really give a lot of attention to my students, and it is almost sold out, by the way, as well. Before I even announced it went very fast. There's still, however, for sure at least one spot that's available. So if it's you who wants to study one-on-one with me, links are down below. First come, first served. Most likely not bringing this option back because, again, it's I already took a lot of students, and it's gonna take me quite some time to essentially this year. For this year I might be already booked after one or two spots that are left right now are gonna be sold. So yes, links to everything in the description box. Anyway, guys, let's go back to your horoscope. So as we start the month with, of course, Venus retrograde in the sign of Aries. For you, it's your fifth house. So there's a lot happening in your love life, definitely romantically, creatively, with children. There's something there that's happening. Then on March 3rd, Mercury is gonna enter Aries as well, where it's gonna stay through the months. It's gonna go retrograde as well on March 14th. So you have Venus retrograde in your fifth house and Mercury retrograde in your fifth house. That's a lot of things going on. So this is the time where you could be very, very focused on creativity, children as well. For those of you guys who don't want to get pregnant, this is the month where you have to be extra cautious, because honestly, I would not be surprised that a lot of Sagittarius rising especially could get knocked up this month, because there's so much happening in the fifth house, and there's going to be a solar eclipse in the end of the month as well. There is Neptune that's entering Aries in the end of the month as well. There is this Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, Sun entering the sign of Aries on March 20th as well, which is your fifth house. Of course, all of this is your fifth house. So it's like if you don't want to get pregnant, use precaution. I would say that, because there's a high possibility to conceive. For those of you guys who want to conceive, there's also a lot going on with your romantic love life. Jupiter, of course, your ruling planet, just recently turned direct in your seventh house of partnerships, relationships. So there's a big focus on that. But I think the big question of this month, looking at how, of course, Venus and Mercury, even though they are in your fifth house, they are going to be a retrograde. So it's almost like the big question here is, what do you actually really want? Fifth house is very much about things that are very centered around the heart. Fifth house is the house of the heart, of the child. So whether it is your inner child, your children, your creative project, businesses you feel passionate about, or dating, with passion, you cannot really fake excitement when it comes to the matters of fifth house. You are either very passionate, right, about a person you are dating, you're either very passionate about certain hobby or certain project, or it's like it really is not feeling fun. And fifth house is about fun. So I guess for a lot of you, it's going to be an important time to assess what's bringing you joy, pleasure, and happiness, and what perhaps is not. If there are certain things perhaps that maybe don't spark your heart anymore, that are not as fun anymore, you will know about this, especially, of course, when Venus re-enters Pisces and also Mercury re-enters Pisces in the end of the month. Maybe you will understand that certain things, it's time to readjust them. It's time to change something about your approach, very much could be. But it's also going to be very clear for you, especially I want to say in the second half of March, when Sun enters Aries, about what do you truly need to be happy. Like, what do you truly need to be happy? What do you want? Like in the notebook, what do you want, right? That is your month where you're going to be answering this question. Because to continue a relationship, to continue a project, to continue something, like even if it's a creative endeavor, is going to be very hard if your heart is not fully in it. This is about going all in, but only if what you're doing really, your heart is fully in it, essentially. So this is an interesting one. Now, of course, something I do want to mention is that Neptune will be entering Aries in the end of the month as well. So again, another activation of your fifth house. And this one, Neptune entering Aries, is first time since 1800s. 1800s, yes, that's how crazy it is. And it's, even though it's going to regress back into Pisces in the end of the year, it's going to stay there for good through 2030, through the rest of 2020s, 2030s. So it's going to be there for a long time. For a lot of you, this is the month, however, that's key to check in with your heart, to ask yourself, what do you truly want? Where does your passion, excitement, the light, so to say, something that sparkles your eyes, something that sparks your soul, where is it? And if you lost it, this is time to get in touch with it back. Get in touch with it again. Find it again. Find this joy. Find that happiness. Because otherwise, I'm kind of, for some reason, remembering right now, if you ever seen the movie Meet Joe Black, it's like when Brad Pitt used to be young, and not used to be young, but like when he was young, and also, what's his name, Anthony Hopkins in that movie, Claire Ferlin or Fontaine, I'm not sure the name of the actress. Beautiful movie, one of my favorite movies, especially because there's this very powerful scene where they fly on this beautiful, private jet of theirs, I believe from New York City to the Hamptons or to Long Island somewhere, and there's this scene essentially where her father tells her about, I want you to get swept away, I want you to levitate, I want you to dance like dervish, etc., 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 be deliriously happy, or at least open yourself to be, because love is passion, obsession, someone you can't live without. Wow, I remember that monologue so well. So I'm not lying, when I'm saying that this is one of my favorite movies. But yeah, it's about that. Are you deliriously happy? Or are you at least open? Are you ready for the lightning, so to say, to strike? That is that moment. Yeah, even like as I'm recording your video, I just feel that's like if something you're doing, if you lost that zest, that passion for life, you gotta find it. You gotta find it back. And March, I believe, is going to be the key month for that. Of course, there's also going to be a total lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo on March 14. This is a very, very karmic eclipse. This is the eclipse with the South Node. It's a powerful shedding of the skin, and we are, interestingly enough, right in the year of the snake. For you, this is going to be in the 10th house of career, of social status, of your reputation. This is important because maybe for some of you, you will decide to change careers or to let go of certain, position in society. Maybe again you have a cushy job or some kind of very important title, but you know deep down this is not where you belong. Maybe it's even about marriage. To me, 10th house is not about career. I see it very often when a person actually goes through marriage, when you just enter the marriage, or when you separate or get divorced, 10th house is activated, and it's as important, if not more important in my view, than the 7th house. A lot of astrologers, and even in astrology schools, often you will hear how, yes, 7th house of contracts, house of partnerships, but really, one thing about marriage is that in most cases this is what affects our social status the most. Even if you think about it from perspective, right, when you're doing the tax paperwork, when you're going to into some kind of contract with employer, you always write, right, am I married, am I single, am I separated, because it affects your your tax status and different other things. So yes, for a lot of you, if you are not in the right marriage, eclipse like this in the 10th house, and also of course Jupiter in the 7th house, could liberate you from a relationship where you are not happy, where you're where you maybe are not supposed to be anymore. So we have the lunar eclipse in the 10th, we have the solar eclipse in the 5th. At the end of the day, it's not about titles, it's not about all the necessarily cushy jobs and awards for you right now, at least, but it's about what makes you happy. Your home is where your heart is right now. Loved ones, family, children, your projects that really are heart-centered. I feel like in the month of March it's going to be very important for you to make sure that that is something you prioritize, and that's something you don't neglect anymore. If you ever neglected it, maybe you never neglected it, but maybe you could start seeing yourself, like maybe you could start giving even more to that, and also making yourself more happy, finding what brings you joy. Like literally, that's probably the most important part of this month. So good luck, Sagittarius. We'll dive deeper into the eclipses and we'll make separate videos for those. I already made a video for Venus retrograde. Make sure you watch that as well. Thank you so much. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Give this video a big thumbs up. Again, all the information about personal readings, because of course some of these things could play out so differently in each individual chart. This is just general. In a way, doing personal reading is so much easier than general, because there you can see really what is happening, what you need to focus on. General, it could go so many different ways. So I try just my best to give you most important tendencies here, and trends, not tendencies, trends. So give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and if there's extended or any other information, it's going to be in the links down below. All the information about my one-on-one mentorship, personal readings, also in the links down below. Thank you so much. I'm wishing you an amazing month of March, and we will talk soon. Bye bye.